These actually might be better than the LUKA ones. Yo guys, what is good? Zacharagi back at it again, and today we have another episode of Toilet Reviews, a series where I put a shoe on a toilet, then review it for all of you guys out there. So for today's episode, we have these guys right here. So these are the Jordan LUKA 2 in the LUK.AI colorway. So guys, without further ado, let's get straight into the review. And as usual, let's start with the details. So this colorway was inspired by LUKA's own MetaHuman, which is named LUK.AI, and I had no idea he even had that going on. But next we got a big LUKA logo on the tongue with the Roman numeral 2 below it, and on the back of the shoes it says never surrender in Latin, and the best detail of these shoes is that they glow in the dark. I love how the pattern on the uppers is seen more with the glow, and the outsoles look super cool when they're glowing as well. I think the glow in the dark detail ties in very well with the colorway itself, and if you guys know me, you would know that I am a huge fan of glow-in-the-dark sneakers, so these guys back here already get my stamp of approval. But guys, can we just acknowledge real quick like how different the design is from the LUKA 2 versus the LUKA 1? Because man, the LUKA 1 was more of a guard-oriented, slim, sleek-looking shoe, whereas these guys right here, damn, these things are way more beefier than the LUKA 1, and like they seem like more of a forward or center oriented type of shoe. So man, I really did like the design of the LUKA 1s, but these guys right here, when I compared to the LUKA 1, I didn't like it as much when I first saw images of them, but now that I have them in hand, taking a better look at them, the design really is growing on me, so that's a good sign already. But let's start talking about the materials real quick. And what we have here is a textile underlay with synthetic overlays seen all over, and it may look like a heavier shoe, but it's actually deceptively lighter than it looks. But the materials are a major difference from what was used on the LUKA 1s, but I feel like the synthetic overlays give the LUKA 2 more of a premium feel, but the materials do feel good on foot. But I do have a concern with this one part going across the forefoot, which is in a key flex zone area, because I can feel it when I walk around sort of pressing into my forefoot. So I'm hoping that when I actually play in the shoes and I start running around in them, that it's not too annoying and it doesn't cause blistering as well, because that's something I had a really big problem with when it came to the LUKA 1s. Those shoes gave me blisters, so I'm hoping I don't get blisters with consecutive models from the same line of shoes, so fingers crossed there. But the isoplate system does make a comeback on these shoes, so it runs under the forefoot and you can see the TPU pieces popping out of the midsole. So moving along onto the cushioning, and much like the LUKA 1, it uses Formula 23 foam again, as well as what they're calling a Cushlon 3.0 wedge in the midsole, making this a dual density setup. And I'm not a huge fan of Formula 23 foam. I didn't exactly like it with the LUKA 1 because I didn't find it to be as bouncy or comfy as I thought it'd be. And when it comes to how this cushioning setup for the LUKA 2 feels on foot, it feels very similar to that of the LUKA 1, even with the Cushlon wedge. So what you're getting is more of a stable, firm ride with the shoes, whereas the LUKA 2 is actually sitting a little bit higher up off the ground versus the LUKA 1. So in that case, you're kind of sacrificing that court feel you got with the LUKA 1 and getting more impact protection, hopefully, when it comes to the LUKA 2. Also, the shoes do come with a much better insole, which is Jordan Brand's Dream Cell insoles, and although it's not the very best thing out there, it's a big upgrade from what they normally put inside most of their basketball shoes. So moving along, the outsole is pretty similar to the LUKA 1s, so it's a multi-directional blade traction pattern, and it does have a few tweaks to it, but all in all, it should give you very good traction on all court surfaces. Finally, for fit, they do run a little long, similar to that of the Tatum 1, so it isn't enough space to justify going a half size down, for me at least, so I went with my true size 10 and I have no complaints. But overall guys, I'm actually very excited to try these out on court because I really want to see if this is actually an upgrade from the LUKA 1. So stay tuned for my performance review. Once it's out, I will link it up here. But let me know what you thought about the LUKA 2 in the comments down below. Do you think it's better than the LUKA 1? Let me know in the comments down below. So we're at that point of the video guys now, it's time for hashtag Zacharagi. What you rocking? So for today guys, I got the Jordan 3 white cements here. Wow. So If you didn't see my video for these yet, I did a 4-month wear update video. The link for that will be up here, so make sure you guys go check that out. But I appreciate all of you guys watching for today's video. I'm signing out. Peace.